Hey guys, Brian here with Whisper Outdoors. Today we're going to be installing the Ranger Point Precision mag follower for the 1894 Marlin in 357. One nice thing about this follower over the standard, the standard is plastic, this is aluminum. Additionally, if you look here, there are grooves, helical grooves in this follower. That is going to aid in clean out of your mag tube instead of everything building up against a flat edge. That's going to constantly be pushing things through and help clean the tube out as you go. It'll give you a lot more worry-free operation. This is part 4 of a series upgrading this rifle, so if you want to see other videos on the upgrades, check the description below. As we add the upgrades, we will add more videos to the description links below. So first up, let's check and make sure our gun is unloaded. I've got a chamber flag in it. It is. Want to make sure the mag tube is empty as well, because we're going to be working on the mag tube. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my hammer. Okay guys, when it comes to taking this thing apart for the follower, all we're going to do is remove this end plate and the screw here. We've got 2 screws on this end plate, so I'm going to take those out real quick. They are small, so you definitely want a parts tray for them. Don't want to lose these little guys. Okay. And now your end cap can slide free. And now we get this screw on the end here. The spring is under tension. It shouldn't fly out right now because there is a post going through this end cap. But now that all this is free, you pry up on the whole assembly. And now that I got this pulled up, that spring will fly out of there. Hold on to that end piece. So we pull the spring out. Slide that end cap off, and everything comes apart very nice and easily. And there is your follower. Now, as you guys can see, there's a big difference between these 2 followers. This plastic one is very light duty, doesn't have the ridges. I think that's really going to do a good job of cleaning out, as opposed to this that's just going to slide through the grease and grime. All right, we've got our new follower now. Let's slide it down in here where the old follower was, with the hole facing outward, of course. Won't work real well if you don't do that. All right, now I'm just going to slide the magazine tube over the follower, get things roughly back in position where they go, and get my spring. This is the fun part, compacting the spring back in here. And I'm actually going to pull this tube out and make sure that the spring, yes, it is going into the follower. Springs can be a little bit tricky, so you want to keep your hands on it at all times. And let me just say, this is where a vise would come in very, very handy to hold this gun in position, because it will flop about quite a bit as you get more and more tension with this spring. Ooh. Man, it's a little booger to get in there. There's a lot of pressure on that spring. It's not very big, but it's extremely long. Builds up a lot of pressure as you pack it back in there. Now use your cap to help guide the last little bit of that spring in there. And once you do that, line it back up with that post, push it down, and you are good to go. Get your screw, get it inserted back in there. And I just realized something. You guys probably see this, but I don't, because I was so focused on the spring. Got an end plate to put back on here. So I've got to take it back apart, maintain pressure on that end cap. Looky there, I worked it out. Alrighty. Now the question is, how many of you guys thought that I was going to put that back on there without that? And how many of you didn't say anything? Come on, you could have spoke up. Get your screw going back in. Tighten that bad boy down. That's on there nice. Now we're going to get our hand guard lined back up where it goes. Push it into place. And all that's left now is installing our end plate on the handguard. Make sure your end plate mounting bracket is centered. It will slide back and forth, so you want that centered so that your screws line up properly. Now, this can be a little bit of a bear at times because if that handguard is not all the way seated, it will be a booger. And that's why you keep a rubber mallet around. It really helps coerce things. Okay. Get that little screw lined up. These can be a real bear putting back in. But that's going good. Flip it over, repeat the process on the other side. And tighten that thing up the last little bit. I'm gonna double check the other side, make sure I got it tight. And there we go, that's all there is to it. Now, when I look in there, I've got a nice pretty blue follower. So that's all there is to it, guys. It's not that difficult. Just be very mindful of the spring and the end cap when you start to pull this handguard and magazine tube loose. It will go flying. It's happened to me. So be very careful when you do it. You don't want to put somebody's eye out. You don't want to lose the end cap because then you're down a gun. You can't use it till you get it fixed. So just take your time, go easy with it, and you'll get it done. Hope you guys enjoyed this install. If you did, give us that big thumbs up. We appreciate it. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. Lets us know you like what we're producing. We'll keep producing more of it. Have a good one, guys.